In today's motivation, I want to share with you how I was able to successfully write a book in only 30 days and how you can do the same as well. If this sounds like something you are interested in, let's get started.
Today's motivation by Yahaya B.
First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. My name is Yahaya B. I am the best-selling author of the inspirational book, Struggles of a Dreamer, The Battle Between a Dream and Tradition. It is a book about having the courage to chase your dreams. More about the book later in the video. Before I continue, I'm going to take a few moments to share a bit about myself and my background. I began in 2009 when I wrote my first book as an entrepreneur and as a novelist. It took me 1 year to write my book, and then I proceeded to sell the book door to door for over 3 years and knocked to more than 27,000 doors in Toronto to get started. And then I began to work with Canada's largest bookstore. Over the course of 10 years, I have sold over 55,000 copies of my book and I have made over $1 million in revenue. In today's video, I'm going to be referring to my second book, Tunde, A Man of Lost Ambition. It is a book that I wrote in 2013, and that was the book that took me 30 days to write. The reason why Struggles of a Dreamer, my first book, took 1 year to write and the second one took only 30 days is quite simply because when I was writing my first book, I didn't set a deadline. But when I wrote my second book, I had decided from the very beginning to write a book in 30 days. And that was the biggest reason in which I was able to write the book successfully in only 30 days. And that brings me to the very first lesson that I want to share with you if you too want to write a book. The most important thing to consider before you start writing your book is to decide why you have to write your book, why your book needs to be written. This is something that will come to your aid and allow you to do the work that you need to do to get your book written, published, and over the course of time, sold. And the second thing you need to do before you start writing your book is to set a deadline. I want you to set an unrealistic deadline. If you think it's going to take you 5 years to write your book, set a goal to write your book in 2 years. If it's going to take you a year, set a goal to write it in 6 months. If you think it's going to take you 6 months, set a goal to write your book in only 30 days. The truth is, a task will often take all of the duration it is given to take. I don't know about you, but during university and high school, I was that guy that would leave my assignments and essays until the very last minute, and I would finish it the night before the exam. And in some cases, I would end up doing a lot better than I thought I would. So it was the same concept that I employed in writing my second book. When I wrote my first book, I didn't set a deadline. When I decided to write the second one, I had decided I wanted to write 10 pages a day for 30 days. And the third step I want you to consider before you write your book is this. Pick out a reward that you would like to get for yourself after finishing your book. And I'm not talking about something cheap and negligible. I want you to get something expensive or something really valuable. And here's the reason why. Wrap the reward like you would a gift and then put it into somebody's hand and tell them, if my book is not done by this deadline, you get to keep whatever is inside. Now all of a sudden, you have something to lose. It is something that will encourage you to do the work that is necessary to get your book completed in the deadline that you have set for yourself and for the reason that you have chosen to write the book. It's the same thing as having a last-minute essay. If 30% of your grade is on the line, you're gonna do everything that is necessary to get your essay and assignments done to make sure you don't lose that 30%. It is the same concept here. If your friend is going to keep that $300 present or that heirloom or whatever it is that you've put in that box wrapped up and in their hand, you're gonna do everything it takes to get your book done. And as a side note, I don't mean that your book is published and ready to sell, kind of done. I mean that your book has been completed on paper, raw and unedited. That's what I mean here. To recap, decide why you need to write a book, set a deadline, get yourself a reward, and the fourth step you need to consider is this. Get started. Just start writing. If you type, go ahead and start typing. If you write on paper, go buy yourself a brand new notebook and start writing. This will encourage you to keep going. And the fifth step that you need to consider is this. Don't worry about what the story is going to be about. Don't worry about how you're going to write the book. Don't worry about the process of getting the content out on paper. It is critical to just get started writing the book in the way that you are talented to write your book. And bear with me when I say this. I know a lot of people will look at a book and be like, man, that is a lot of words. How in the world am I going to know what to write about to fill all of these pages that are in front of me? You don't. You don't need to figure it out. You don't need to even think about all of the pages. All you need to do is think about the one line that is on top of the page. That's it. That's all you need to do. Focus on writing that one line. And then the next one will follow, and then the next one will follow, and then the next one will follow. And before you know it, you automatically get into the creative process of writing a book. You'll find that the ideas you need to focus on as you write your book will take shape as a result of having started to write your book. The creative process of writing a book is similar to the creative process that is involved in having a conversation with a best friend. You don't really plan what you're going to talk about with your friend when you meet up, but you end up speaking for 2 hours, heck, sometimes for 8 hours, and you lose track of time. It is the same thing with a book, and you'll begin to experience all of the benefits that comes with having taken the previous steps before you started to write your book. In knowing why you want to write your book and having a deadline and having a reward for yourself, you will have the drive that is necessary to stick with the process, and you'll be able to find that out of sticking with it, you start to believe in your ability to write a book. And that was something that I didn't know at the beginning when I was starting out as a novelist, when I wrote my first book. And that is why it took me over a year, because I didn't know to take all of the other steps. I knew to set a goal as to why I wanted to write a book, but I didn't set a deadline, nor did I get myself a reward for writing the book. So I was missing 2 out of the 3 steps. And that resulted in me writing the book over the course of a year instead of over the course of 30 days. And as a side note, this same concept is what I used to write my 3rd book. And that book is over 500 pages, and it took me only 35 days to write. I wanted to write a book in 30 days, but I added 5 more days because the story was just too good to end it where it was. I just want to take a quick break to thank you for watching my video up to this point. Why not take a few moments to write me a comment below? Let me know what your thoughts are. If there's something that you would like to see in a future video, let me know. Let's get back to the video. Believe that you can write your book in 30 days and know that it is possible, because I have done it, and there are many people out there who have written their book in shorter periods of time. Now the ball is in your court. If you're interested in writing a book successfully, all you gotta do is take the steps and get started. And you'll find that it's easier than you think if you just focus on that one page that is in front of you. And you'll be quick to realize that, like a conversation with a friend, the book will take shape over the course of sticking with writing it one page at a time, the best that you can. And one last thing that I want to share is this. If you don't feel confident in your ability to write a book successfully, I urge you to grab yourself an audiobook that you really like. somebody that writes the story in a way that you want to write a story. Listen to it over and over and over and over again. It will help you to get a sense of style for the flow of a book, and it will help you to get a sense of direction and the process necessary to tell a story. And that is how to get your book done. Feel free to go back and watch the video again to see the steps. And of course, I invite you to be patient with the process. It's gonna take some time, and you're very likely to blow past your deadline. But I guarantee you, you're not going to spend longer than necessary to complete your book, because you have your reward on the line. If you don't finish your book, you're going to lose your result. So now you have something to lose. And that's it. This is how I was successfully able to write my second book in only 30 days. And if you follow the same step I have shared with you, you too will write your book in 30 days or in whatever deadline that you've set for yourself. Before I conclude this video, I want to take a few minutes to tell you about my best-selling book, Struggles of a Dreamer. It is the first book in the trilogy. Tunde is the second, and The Adventures of Ellie is the third book. It is about a character who is supposed to become a farmer like everyone else generation past, but instead of going for a tradition, he courageously takes a leap of faith to pursue a recurrent dream that he has. And the book was inspired by a misunderstanding that I had with my dad. I wanted to write a book in my second year at York University. My dad thought I was going to abandon school to write a book. So he emphasized, school first, don't be distracted. I misinterpreted what he said to mean, I don't support you in the writing of a book. So I wrote the book in secret while I kept going, and I graduated in psychology. And that's where I was inspired to write the battle between a dream and tradition, to capture the things that we want to do in life versus the things that we are expected to do, and the struggle in trying to balance the two, a common human experience. And like I said before, I began by selling the book door to door. I knocked on more than 27,000 doors in Toronto to get started. And over the course of 10 years, I have sold over 55,000 copies of my book. And I have made over $1 million in revenue selling the book. Many people loved the book and found it to be inspirational. People like Bob Proctor from The Secret. I invite you to go to my website, strugglesofadreamer.ca, to learn more about the book. Read the reviews, see what other people are saying about it. And if the book sounds like something you'd like to read, I invite you to order your copy right now. Use the promo code on the screen to place your order, and I will sign and mail the book to you. So that being said, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you found it to be valuable, I invite you to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this in the future. And if you are feeling generous, I invite you to share the video with somebody else who might benefit from watching it. God bless you, and may all of your dreams come true. See you in the next video. Peace.